We're all here. I know.
I wouldn't say she's back. I'll just say her back.
Her back. Oh, I'm trying to pull up memes. It's very important.
Hey, listen, if you're not ready to do this, we can simply scrap the whole idea and come back at it on Monday. What do you say?
Okay, we're talking about GameStop,
I guess that's
the
a big
stocks. And we were just looking at it today, and like already sit in the half hour that since this market has been open, GameStop stocks have gone up $165 from opening. So they're like $350 today.
Again, still doing this. Wow.
So, just to give you a rundown, because this was our producer sent this to me and it is super helpful. Brian, if you can throw up this full screen, because it's going to look a heck of a lot better. Okay, this is the breakdown. Here's the story of hedge funds told in a dress. Let's say you bought a dress at Target for $30. I say to you, hey, can I borrow that dress for a few weeks? I'll give you $5 and I'll also give you the dress back. Okay. So you say yes. So I go straight to Target and I return the dress. I get the $30. I wait a few weeks when the dress goes on clearance for $15. I buy it and give it to you. So I've just made $10. That's the $15 you bought and the $5 I gave the person. Okay, you follow me?
Yeah.
Let's say someone wears that dress to like the Academy Awards or something.
Wow.
Now it quickly sells out at Target, and the only way to get it is for $120 on eBay. So now I have to buy it for $120 because I promised I'd give it back to you, and I've just lost a ton of money. This is what just happened to hedge fund people, and that's the story of hedge funds told in a dress.
And that's why I wear jeans and not a dress.
Yeah, exactly. So the memes are flowing fast and funny. Hearing how a bunch of Redditors are bankrupting Wall Street. Me, who has no idea how stocks work. Yes, good for them.
Crazy, man.
I love this kind of stuff because they've been everywhere. How do you get out of this?
Can you go back to the dress for a second? No, I'm kidding.
Don't do it, Teresa.
Anyway, there's all kinds of memes about this. I just love the stick it to the manness part of it.
That's because
So
you're not
what's the deal with Target stock? I'm confused.
True.
It was just an example.
True.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Frisky on a Friday.
No, this is the thing, though. This is the thing that gets me, because I've been following this, since it began. And Jeff works in finance, so he's like glued to it. He's, explaining it to me.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Hedge funds do their due. They're dirty do sometimes. They're always betting against people. They're always making tons of money. But when they got punked, then it's a problem. So no, you can't play that. Not at all. That's the hypocrisy of it, but that's how it's set up.
Yeah.
But, they know people too. I'm just wondering, aren't you thinking, like, stopping trading? Who are these billionaires calling? Their other billionaire friends going, you can't do that, dude. I'm losing serious cash. I just imagine what some of those conversations are.
Yeah, they do stop trading sometimes, though, for other reasons, or have in the past.
I don't think that this is the
But when
case
stocks go
this
crazy
time.
high, I'm just
Yeah,
saying
of
that it's
course.
not unprecedented to stop it when a stock does something bizarre.
No, I do not think that this is the same thing. I think that's apples and oranges.
Well, but it's still not unprecedented to stop it when stocks go crazy.
No, but again, not apples and oranges.
Okay, but not unprecedented.
So that RobinHood app is making the news because it's a free trading app. So, anyone can get this app and start buying and selling stocks. You don't have to have a broker or anything like that. And so they're the ones that can kind of clamp down and said today they would ease some restrictions because a bunch of politicians chimed in and said, this is market manipulation. If you're, not letting the regular Joe Schmo off the street make this kind of band together online.
I'm sorry, whenever you have AOC and Ted Cruz agreeing on something, whoa, hell has frozen over. I mean, come on now.
I'm with you, girl.
Right. Director Brian just said we have a connect the dots on some of these crazy terms. Maybe we should run that and then reset and chat.
This whole controversy started when individual investors on Reddit noticed that big money hedge funds had shorted stock for GameStop. Financial experts say those hedge funds essentially gambled, betting the stock price would go down. When you short a stock, you borrow it for a set amount of time from someone who owns it. Then you sell it to someone else at a premium. When it comes time to return the stock you borrowed, you buy a replacement and give it back to the original investor. But if that stock doesn't fall, it's called a short squeeze, and you have to buy it back at the higher price before you return it to the original investor. And that's the backstory with GameStop. Retail investors drove up the price right before hedge funds had to make good on those shorts. Now the hedge funds have to buy back stock at the higher price. That drives up the stock price even more, making those Reddit investors a little bit richer. And that's connecting the dots.
We've talked about Paul Kenny before on the stream. Paul is one of our main men behind the scenes here during Sunrise and Sunrise Extra. And he just chimes in real quickly here with a point worth making. Talking about RobinHood, right? That's the popular trading app that's really a big part of the story. They stopped the trade. They stopped allowing people to trade GameStop yesterday. And he says, you know, really, you can't be a public portal like RobinHood is and selectively choose who gets to trade and who gets to trade what. It just doesn't work that way. So that became a big part of the story yesterday. Of course, RobinHood today said they're backing off of those restrictions a bit anyways today. So some of that trading is resuming. So
I mentioned Congress. Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat from Ohio, says this: people on Wall Street only care about the rules when they're the ones getting hurt. It's time for the SEC and Congress to make the economy work for everyone, not just Wall Street. Oh, what took you so long?
Yeah,
right?
Tough to disagree with that. Yeah.
One of my favorites, Ginny Carlson, she chimed in this morning very quickly into this conversation, says, as far as trading goes, she says, we love Trading Places. I believe a reference to the movie Trading Places, which is an all-time great. Jeff Lucas said, yeah, I remember that movie. All for a $1 bet, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of the crux of it for me, and I saw this yesterday, and Brian, you can take this up full, because I think it's really good. Oh gosh, it's so tiny. Here. Let's make it ginormous.
There you go. We can see it.
So this person says, this is at the crux of it. I've struggled and I've always dealt with debt, and I've lived basically paycheck to paycheck for my entire life. If you think the prospect of losing the few $100s I have in GameStop is going to scare me into selling before Friday, that's when the short sell ends, you couldn't be more wrong. When you only ever average $1,000 in your checking account, what's the difference when it's 100 or 10? Do you have any idea how many times I've been there before? Blah, blah, blah. I know there's some bad words in here.
Yada, yada, yada. Please use yada, yada, yada.
There isn't a single thing you can do to change my position. I risk my money happily. I am not the least bit scared or worried. You might be a financial expert, but I am a survival master. Power to the people. I will not sell, because I have to go right back to work tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month.
Wait a minute, who is this? Is this one of our viewers?
This is just a thing that has gone crazy viral, kind of a letter to Wall Street from one of these Redditors. And that's really like the crux of it, you know, of being able to kind of finally say, hey, we have a little bit of power here, and, you know, we're not going to sell our few dollars that we've invested just for you.
It doesn't, I don't know why, just a comment. I don't even know what my comment means, but does it seem right that so many Americans are out there busting their butts, clocking in, working their ass off, and then you get for hundreds or thousands of dollars a week, some fit in both categories. Then you got some Yahoo pushing a couple of buttons on a laptop, and they just made 16 million bucks in a day.
They make billions in a day. Absolutely.
And that doesn't seem quite right, does it?
No, I think that you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the stock market for? And it's become one of those things where it is the billionaire's game. Oh, don't put me full screen.
Yes, let's hear Brenda.
Put her in like the top and the
I
bottom.
want the 4 box. But that's the thing. Is that the way that we should base our economy, on these insane fluctuations? And maybe the answer is yes, but when something like this happens, you really do like, okay, great. You know, look at your 401k, read the prospectus if you happen to have a retirement account. Are you invested in AMC, GameStop, any of those companies that, because of these ups and downs, maybe you have some exposure to that volatility? You know, I don't know. It's one of those things like, what's the ripple effect going to be, if any? But I feel no sympathy for the hedge funds. It's like, get over it. You do it every single day.
Yeah, but it's also maybe this, you know, wacky moment right now is teaching younger people how to invest, or like let's put $5 in something and just see what happens, and maybe over time that knowledge grows. But I mean, some of our producers here, Cassie, one of our producers, she put a few dollars into AMC movie theaters, and she's just I think it was like, how many shares did she say she bought?
She didn't tell us that.
Oh, I thought it was like she bought, I don't know.
I didn't think she
maybe
told
it was
us.
per share. It was like $5.
Yes, that's what she told us.
Our other producer, Jess, her husband's been playing around with it and putting a few dollars in GameStop and I think AMC. And you know what? Like, that's power, individual power, I guess, for the little guy. I'm like, just try it out. Maybe you'll like it.
Do we know when you should get out of? I mean, this is not what we're talking about.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
But obviously, if you pick one of these stocks that's in the news, you better know when to get out, or you're going to lose.
Yeah, but I mean,
if
you're not putting very much in, it's like it is gambling.
Dane says, ladies and gentlemen, if this is happening with GameStop, what other companies has this happened to without our knowledge? Absolutely.
Oh,
many.
Yeah,
and
you are
that's
starting
why those big guys are betting. I mean, they bankrupt companies because they bet on them to fail, and then it really does happen.
I don't know if it's tied.
I love.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's tied to the same thing, but I've noticed this week, too, a lot of the oil companies in Texas seem to be artificially going up. And those are companies that make sense that you would have bet against for obvious reasons, especially with GM announcing all electric vehicles by 2035 today. So I don't know. If you're looking at stocks, it's a pretty wacky week. Lots to be careful about.
Renee Robertson says, holy cow, that's confusing.
Yeah,
I know.
How about a viewer I've never seen on our stream before, but man, she makes a great point. Jennifer Crutcher. Hey, Jennifer Crusher, thanks for watching. Thanks for chiming in, because she says this. You guys got it exactly right. She says, our stock market isn't the measure of our economic health. It's a measure of big box corporate economy and the economy of the rich. It's a big Vegas-like playground where the rich play with our retirement.
Jessica says, we are holding, following the subreddit advice. Do tell. I'd like
that
to
was
hear more
trending yesterday. Do not sell and hold the line, because it was something like today is the deadline for that short selling window to end for GameStop. So you had to hold on to the stock past today to really make those hedge funds lose all that money. Yeah. And then AMC, I think their deadline is next week sometime. So if you want to stick it to the man, you got to hold on to it and not sell before next.
Jeff Lucas, I'm surprised we didn't block this comment. Jeff's a regular, but he says bet on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think you should do that.
Oh gosh,
I'm a Chiefs fan.
The biggest Chiefs fan I know. Virginia Carlson says the little guy has to win sometimes, or we would all quit. And good for the Redditors. I mean, seriously, that's public information. Who's shorting what? It's not like they did anything wrong. It's not like it's insider trading. It's like it's out there. And they took action, and they did, and then the hedge got.
It is.
To your point earlier, Nina, about maybe this gets younger people in the game, so to speak, and involved in investing, or at least becoming more knowledgeable. How about 12-year-olds? Because we're hearing from Jaylene this morning. Good morning, Jaylene. She says, my 12-year-old just invested in the RobinHood app. He invested into AMC, she says. He is now watching YouTube videos, reading tons of articles about the stock market. Again, a 12-year-old. She says, I guess it's better than him playing video games all day long.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Knowledge is power.
Is there an age limit on buying stocks? I guess.
I mean, at the very least, I suppose he could get his mom to buy it for him.
That's right.
He does the work.
But
it's in his name or something?
100%.
I guess that's true, right? Because, when I was a little child, an infant, like my grandparents opened a stock account in my name, and obviously I wasn't doing it, but 12-year-old, that's awesome.
It is. We should teach this in school. Really.
Yeah. I like reading Joshua Madrid's comments every morning.
Okay.
Joshua's always so thoughtful, right? He's one of our regulars. Joshua says, good morning. What I'm really loving is how we're really seeing the general public learning to organize and really disrupt systems that commonly work against the average citizen. Where this goes from here is up in the air, but the power of the people is strong, and this serves as a reminder what we can do when we work together.
Yeah, Associated Press, Paul Kenny is just saying this is breaking. GameStop stock. It's hard to say, isn't it?
That's why they call it
GameStop
stock. That's why it's, yeah, you'll see that.
It's up this morning in early trading 70%. And Demetrio says, stick it to the man.
Yeah, everyone's saving it. Here's a few memes that some of our producers pulled up. Steve Carell saying, why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5? Every time I see a tweet about all of this stuff in general. You dare use my own spells against me, Potter, is Wall Street talking right now, yes. So true. And me yesterday, this GameStop is crazy. Today, do not sell your stocks, my brothers. This is what the enemy wants. Oh, I saw this one. This was great. Yeah, GameStop sitting amongst Tesla and Amazon after Reddit users. They're just kind of the joker at the
Who let the big bird in the room?
I've made more money from GameStop today than I have in the last 10 years of trading in games to them. You know, you can bring in used video games.
Yes.
Get it? GameStop seems more like the games have just started. Yes.
So do you guys know, how does this really impact the actual company? I mean, is this good for GameStop?
I saw a headline that it doesn't
GameStop
not doing anything right now.
It really doesn't.
The stores have all been closed and they don't plan to open. I saw a funny tweet, and I think it was, just like a fake account, but it was like a tweet from Blockbuster saying, hey guys, remember us?
Look at us. There you go.
We can get involved in
the
this
last remaining Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon.
In Bend, yep.
Okay, did you read Jeff Lucas's? I've been reading all these, but did you see what he was saying about Reddit lowering the confidence in the market? And he says, I say sell to stop these people from causing havoc.
No. Let him do it.
Jeff Lucas is one who likes to go against the grain.
Yeah, he does.
If the current is going this way, Jeff Lucas will often be found going that way.
Yeah. Well, gotta have some people like that. All right, you guys, should we start our Friday?
Oh,
Friday.
That does sound good.
It does sound really good. All right. Everyone, have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Save yourself enough money for fast food.
Yeah, thank you, Rod.